What's up, guys? So Transformers: The Last Night is the 5th installment in the Transformers franchise, and it stars Mark Wahlberg again. It stars Anthony Hopkins, Isabel Moner, Josh Duhamel, or however you pronounce his last name. He's back in this film as well from the first trilogy. And, you know, pretty much the plot of the film is pretty much the plot of the other movies, you know? You have humans that are doing their thing on Earth, and then the Autobots are there, but they don't really like the Autobots. But then there's these bad Transformers, which are the Decepticons, who are now coming to, you know, wreak havoc and do destruction. And now the military has to realize that the Autobots are there to fight with them, and it is just your Transformers movie. I went into it and I looked at it like any other film. You know, I'm not just saying because it's a Michael Bay movie I'm hating on it. That's not true. I go into this like any other movie, and it has so many problems that are glaring right at you. One of them being the horrible screenplay and the horrible dialogue. That is the worst, probably the worst thing about this movie, because no one has anything to latch themselves onto. With this horrible script, we get, you know, Mark Wahlberg's character, he's by himself in this one. His daughter's now gone to college, and she's not in this movie. That's why she's not here. But at the end of the fourth film, you know, Stanley Tucci's character says, you know, I might be able to help you out because, you know, their house blew up and they don't have a house in the end of that movie. But in this one, we don't see him in a house. We just see him in this junkyard of vehicles, you know, that he's kind of in this building in the middle of the junkyard. You know, that's not a house. I mean, if Stanley Tucci's character hooked him up with that doesn't really make any sense. It's kind of stupid. It's kind of ridiculous because you got pictures all over the place, you know, like that's his little place where he lives. Look at Mark Wahlberg, he's fine in the movie, you know what I mean? He's not great in the film, because there's nothing to allow him to be great. It's literally just him saying his lines, doing what he needs to do, and getting his paycheck. That's about it. It seems as no one cares about the story of this movie, no one cares about the plot or the character structure or anything. All they're trying to do is give explosions and have a lot of action with no substance to it, because the plot of this movie is the stupidest thing. The opening sequence of this film is not really a spoiler because we see it in all the trailers. They go back in the medieval times with King Arthur and all that, and this Merlin guy. Now, I'll tell you this, everybody knows Stanley Tucci was in the fourth movie. He is in the description, the IMDb cast list of this movie too, and he is in it for about 5 minutes. But he's not playing the same character. He's playing someone else. I have no idea why they decided to pick the same actor from literally the last movie to be this other character. Why didn't they get someone else to do it? I mean, it just didn't make any sense. And it really is hard to follow along to because of the horrible, horrible execution. Even though the screenplay is horrible, you think Michael Bay would say, you know what, I'm going to try to make the execution on this good enough for us to understand what's happening. But it's not. All we get is action, action, action. We stop. Characters just talk about things that A, we don't care about, or B, if you try to care, you can't, because it's not written well enough for you to even follow what's happening. You're just going along with the motions. Now, sure, the CGI in this movie is pretty good. It's a step up from the last movie in CG for sure. You know, there was a scene in that one where someone's falling out a window and it looks so CG, it's ridiculous. In this movie, there's nothing like that. It was definitely an improvement, but I wouldn't say the CG is fantastic. I would say the CG is fine. Now, I did see this movie in 2D. I didn't even pay a lot of money to see it. I just went to a 2D theater to see it. And the aspect ratio continued to change, like, so much, like, really fast in this movie. And I don't know why they just didn't have the IMAX screens do that and the regular 2D screens just be regular widescreen. I'm not really sure, but it was kind of jarring. You know, this would happen frequently throughout the whole entire film. And that's pretty much the only good things I could say about this movie, is the performances are fine. There's nothing great about these performances, but they're fine. They're doing what they need to just to get a paycheck, and you could tell. The CG is fine, and the sound editing and the sound mixing is quite good. Other than that, this movie is sloppy, it's disjointed, it's really horrible right from the beginning. Even after that opening sequence, the way the thing started and the way Mark Wahlberg's character is introduced is just like, to me it was just kind of like, what are you even doing? I don't even understand what is happening. You know, what is even going on. Isabella Moner's character, when Beauty and the Beast was coming out, it was like, I fight like a girl, I punch like a girl, I run like a girl, all this stuff. That was her trailer. And you were led to believe, oh, maybe she's going to have a really emotional story in this movie. But honestly, there's no reason she needs to be in the film. You know, she just kind of shows up, and we learn one thing about her. You know, what happened to her family and why she's by herself. That's it. We don't know anything else about her. She doesn't add to the plot. She's just there, and that's it. I was actually angry leaving the theater. I took 3 bathroom breaks during this film because I couldn't take it. I says, okay, this is going to be one of those, you know, action sequences that never end. You know, so I got up, I went to the bathroom, I came back, and it's still going. This happened 2 other times. I hated this movie. I tell you, I hated this movie. I didn't go in to hate it. I was actually wanting to like it, but I absolutely hated it. I would say that this one is by far the worst of the series. I would rather watch Age of Extinction again, even though that movie is 2 hours and, 40 minutes without any end credits. I'd still watch that movie again, because at least that movie has, it doesn't have much. It's just what I would choose. I can't defend that movie. I'm just saying that's what I would choose over this. And I'm going to give The Last Night 1 out of 5 stars. This was just a train wreck from beginning to end. It's nice to look at, but, you know, and it's nice to listen to, but after a while, it just becomes noise and, you know, just stuff that is not original and action that you've seen before. People say that this is the best action of the series. I disagree with that. There's nothing new, there's nothing original, it's all rehashed. You don't care about it. I would say the best action of the series and the best film in the series is the third one, Dark of the Moon. I think that one actually had a pretty compelling story to it. I just watched it again. I mean, sure, there's things that aren't too great with it, but I have that movie like 4 out of 5. I don't know. I like that movie. I enjoy that film. But for guys, The Last Night, comment your thoughts in the comment section. What did you think about the film? Do you plan on seeing this? What are your thoughts? Also, you can subscribe to this channel. Reviews coming in the future. We have Baby Driver coming out, Despicable Me 3, Spider-Man Homecoming, the one I'm very excited about, and also War for the Planet of the Apes. I can't wait for that one either. Guys, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. The links to those are in the description of this video. You can also follow me on Snapchat at RyanKing72 and on Instagram at KingOfRises131. Guys, you can fondle the like button. I've been saying that recently. Fondle it, play with it, do whatever you gotta do, but if you want to like this video, you can do that as well. And yeah, guys, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching my review for Transformers: The Last Night. Over and out.